Here we go, final practice for the Jello Cup Series. Here before the Daytona 500 at Daytona International Raceway. Brian James up here with you for one last time. Good morning to one and all. It's been a little while and I apologize real quickly for not getting these out when I said I was going to get them out. The past week's been a little crazy. I will try my best to get the 500 out on time, and we will go from there. As you see these guys start to roll out, these are all the 40 guys who have made the Daytona 500 field headed out. I mean, it'll be interesting. The Fords have dominated so far in Speed Weeks. Will they continue their dominance here in this practice? Fords and Toyotas have been very quick. There's Sean Arden, the 10. All 4 Stuart Haas cars transferred into the 500, so it'll be interesting to see how they stack up. You see Rick Johnson head on out, Nate Rattray, Brad Stover, Kevin Warren, Greg Torres, Kevin McHugh, Daniel Voiles. How about Tim Randolph in a Ford? He could be a threat. Eric Faden, a former Daytona 500 winner. He is the only one in this field that is a former 500 winner. Diego Yepes, Thomas E. Lucer, James Stabilito, Audra Baranowskis also headed out, as well as Max Anderson. You see Benjamin Crouch. He is your outside pole sitter. But let's check in on the pole sitter, Daniel Voiles. He's just getting up to speed in that 17. That 17's been pretty quick here. It'll be interesting to see what they can do when we actually get going tomorrow for the Daytona 500, hopefully. That is if everything is on time and stuff. I will try my best to make that happen. Here we go. This is kind of the last tune-up. After this, these cars are going to be put away until the 500. As your fastest is Daniel Voiles' only teammate in the field, Johnny Gardner. And he's working there with Patrick Smith and the 8. They are currently the 2 fastest. But they've got some help from the outside pole sitter in Benjamin Crouch. The 65 just jumped to second, the JDM car. And the new fastest is now Nathan Faden in that 22. Once again, his brother is a former Daytona 500 winner. This is a guy who has struggled. I mean, he's had some decent years in this series. However, I don't think he's won any races before in the Cup Series. It'll be interesting to see if he can get that first win in the biggest race of the year. Sean Ard jumps to the top of the boards now. And right behind him is at 35. Ryan Kinghart won his Can-Am duel. I believe he's going to start 4th. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. I mean, that 35 is fast. And I would not rule them out. This is the second Go Fast Racing Ford. And they've shown a lot of speed early on. New fastest is the Go or Go Homer, the 00 of Diego Yepes. He now jumps to the top of the boards as we're halfway through the session. Now the 24 James Qualls. It's again another new team for James Qualls after a rough year at Roush Fenway. He jumps over to Hendrick Motorsports. And we'll see. This should be an interesting year for James Qualls. in that Exalta Chevrolet. Yeah, I mean, the Chevy's new body this year, we mentioned, they've struggled so far in speed weeks, but I think they'll get it turned around. I don't know, the 500 is quickly approaching. Should get it turned around in time. And the top of that board is fluctuating, and 35 has jumped to the top. That is Ryan Kinghart. We mentioned that 35 is going to be a major threat on race day. He's got a rocket ship. His father, Richard Kinghart, unfortunately missed the field, but he will be watching on as his son goes for Daytona 500 glory in his first ever Jello Cup Series start. See, they're pretty quick. There's Zach Fitzwater in the 4. Once again, a one-season hiatus. He is back and looking to do some damage in this series. He's 6th quick in this session with the new Stewart Haas Racing team. This team was with JBM for 2 seasons. And JBM decided not to return with the number 4. So that happened, unfortunately. Charles Sanford stays with Hendrick. We've mentioned multiple times, just a number change for him. And he is 16th on the boards. New fastest in this group, and that is Rick Johnson. And at 93, the team switched from Chevrolet to Toyota Team Velocity. And I don't think it slowed them down at all. They've been very fast in the speed weeks. They've led a bunch of laps. And they've been a threat. So I would not rule them out of this Daytona 500 either. As we got 2 minutes remaining. But right now, the 2 quickest are the guys I would not rule out. How about Dylan Young? He finished runner-up in one of his Can-Am duels. But he's very quick in that 30th spot. I mean, he's kind of slow this practice, but I wouldn't rule him out either. Those Fords have been very quick. But it's anyone's race as always. As you look on back, there's 95, William Brock. We haven't mentioned much about him. That team's been kind of quick. And they should also be watched. As you look on back, Alexander Rowe in that 48. He could be a threat as well in this race. How about Tony Green in the 42? Let's get any of these 40 guys could win. I wouldn't rule any one of them out of this event. Oh, we got a blown motor. That is Luigi Octavo. Take a look at that. Ah, man. That's the rear of the Daytona 500 field. So we got, I don't know if we noted this, but we got a new fastest as that all happened. Sebastian Kukulon to the top of the boards with the famed number 43. These guys are way too close to each other as we finish up the session. So So now we know the 21 is heading 500 field. The Kuklon is the fastest. Tyler Rattray in second. The Chevy's showing some horsepower now. Rick Johnson, Ryan Kinghart, Sam Ard, James Qualls, Charles Sanford, Diego Yepes, Thomas E. Lucer, Zach Fitzwater round out your top 10 as you look on down the list. We want to thank you for watching. See you tomorrow for the Daytona 500. Goodbye, everyone.